also reduce energy consumption. Well, my name is Danielle Sincere, and I've always been interested on the health benefits of veganism, and that made me want to do my own research, watch documentaries and such. Today I'll be talking about how veganism is a better diet for humans and the environment. So what is being vegan exactly? Being a vegan is someone who does not consume, wear, or use animal products, says People for Ethical Treatment of Animals, also known as PETA. Usually vegans look for labels that say animal cruelty free, or it just has the V, which stands for veganism. A full vegan diet consists of fresh vegetables, fruits, nuts, beans, legumes, and whole grains. Now that we know what veganism is, let's see how it's a better diet for humans. According to registered dietitian Aline Pitra, a full vegan diet provides more fiber, antioxidants, and beneficial plant compounds. So when you go vegan, you're eating natural foods that have not been processed. You're eating foods that still have a full source of nutrients. I'll be showing you all 5 of my favorite vegan foods and their benefits. So first we have spinach. What's really good about spinach is that you can add it into anything you want and it gets flavored easily. You can add it into your pasta, your rice, anything. It has 3 benefits, but it has more, but I just listed 3 benefits. It has iron, which is good for energy, contains calcium, which is good for our bones, and it's also known for cancer prevention. It's been said that eating spinach can decrease the size of tumors. Another one is whole grains. What I really like about whole grains is that they fill you up quickly. It provides several grams of protein, contains fiber, which is good for digestion, and it has minerals, zinc, and iron. Next we have tofu. A lot of vegans like to use tofu as their meat substitution. It's a good source of protein. What's really good about tofu is that it contains all 9 essential amino acids. It's also a good source of vitamin B1, which is good for nerve, muscle, and heart function, and it also contains iron. Another one of my favorites are apples. What I really like about apples is that they keep you full for longer periods of time, so if you're on a run, you can just grab an apple. It promotes good gut bacteria, so that means you're going to be less likely to get infections. It's rich in antioxidants, also helps your immune system, and it's good for your heart, and it also contains fibers. Lastly, there's cashews. It gives you a healthy heart. It has high levels of HDL cholesterol, which is also known as good cholesterol. And it contains vitamin E, which is good for nails, skins, hair, and also good for a healthy heart. So does anybody eat anything that I just listed? All right, so as you guys can see that these things are not hard to add into your diet. These are things that you guys consume on a regular basis, so making the switch is not as difficult as it seems. Next, veganism can also lower body fat percentage. When you turn vegan, you're giving up highly processed fatty foods and foods that don't keep you full for long periods of time. Plant-based foods contain different types of nutrients that keep you full, and they're also low in calories. Like I said, the whole grains and the apple, they contain lots of carbs and proteins. And what's so good about carbs and protein is that 1 gram of both carbs and proteins is just 4 calories, as compared to fat, 1 gram is 9 calories. So not only are they keeping you full and they're low in calories, they're keeping you full and they're also low in calories. Also, when you eat them, they're low in calories, you're less likely to eat something else after. In one study held in 2013, a vegan diet helped participants lose 9.3 pounds more than a control diet over an 18-week study period. And what's really cool about this study is that even though the vegans were told that they could eat until they were full, they still lost more calories than the people that were on a calorie-restricted diet. In here I have a video, I'm gonna go up to number 5, of people that went vegan in their weight loss journey. body fat percentage is very low. The last picture that I showed was actually right here. The last lady, she's actually a YouTuber and she promotes vegan lifestyle. As you can see in her after picture, you see a lot more muscle definition. And another thing about veganism is that a lot of celebrities tend to go vegan when they want to lose weight. But the good thing about veganism is that you can lose weight quickly, but in a healthy way. Usually other diets make you lose weight quickly, but in an unhealthy way. One celebrity that I know of, and there's multiple, but Beyonce, she decided to go vegan when she finished having her first child, and she actually lost 65 pounds in 6 months. All right, another health benefit of veganism is that it lowers the risk of heart disease. According to the World Health Organization, with eating a vegan diet, you will benefit up to 75% lower risk of developing high blood pressure. Eating these foods that are low in fat, like I said before, they lower your body fat percentage. And not only that, they also lower the amount of fat that you have around your arteries. According to registered dietitian Alina Petrie, cholesterol is found only in animal foods. So yes, there are some plant-based foods that do have fat, they don't contain cholesterol. And the fats that avocados, nuts, and seeds carry, these are fats that are essential for the body. All right, so next we're going to look at the environmental benefits of veganism. Veganism conserves water. Periodic water scarcity happens in many different parts of the world. We know there are seasonal droughts, and there can also be poor water sanitation. Livestock consumes more water than anyone else, and they're also the biggest water polluters according to globalcitizens.org. The less time we spend focusing on producing more livestock for our own consumption, we can spend more time focusing on growing plant-based foods that require less water. According to globalcitizens.org, it takes 100 to 200 times more water to raise a pound of beef than it does to raise a pound of plant foods. So basically, the more livestock the world replaces with plants, the more water we'll have to go around. Next, similar to animals polluting water, they also erode and weaken soil. Raising livestock usually leads to deforestation, and which leads to huge swaths of land, which clears huge swaths of land. So basically, the more animals you have roaming around, they'll eat plants, they'll just go wherever they want. According to globalcitizens.org, the world loses roughly the size of Panama each year to deforestation, which also accelerates climate change. So if you put our focus on raising diversity of plants and planting more, this will help nourish the soil and lead to long-term resilience. Veganism also reduces energy consumption and stops animal cruelty. Raising livestock costs a lot of energy. It can range from many different reasons to how long it takes to help the animals grow, and also the factory energy used to process animal meat, which also takes a very long time. According to globalcitizens.org, plant-based proteins can be raised with 8 times less energy and cost than meat-based proteins. So basically, it takes less energy and costs less to grow plants than it does to process meats. And here I have a graph that shows you the production emissions that go into plant-based foods and non-plant-based foods. As you can see, there's a big discrepancy between the lamb and the potatoes. Also, during the time that these animals are being transferred to these factories, they experience a lot of animal cruelty. For example, according to PETA, cattle are crammed into trucks for a ride that can last up to days without food or water. So during these rides, these cows are usually surrounded by their own urine and feces, since it is a long ride. And there's also weather change, so sometimes if it's too hot, the cows will faint, and if it's too cold, their bodies will freeze up against the truck, and then a worker will have to pry their bodies off with a crowbar. And even after the rides, they're transferred to the factories, they experience even more cruelty, because that's just the process that goes into making these hot dogs, the steaks, and the burgers that you all consume. In conclusion, a vegan diet does amazing things for our body and does multiple things for the environment. I would like to end with this quote by animal rights activist Gary L. Francione. Veganism is not a sacrifice, it is a joy. Thank you.